Hi and welcome to another 5-minute session, and this time about the texture coordinate normal. So what I've done so far is that I went and fetched this icosphere by just pressing Shift A, went to mesh, and then I took this icosphere. Then I dragged from the normal to the surface and we get this here. And this explains what the normal is, because you can see it right away. It is the direction of the faces, and in this case we are then using X, Y and Z direction of these faces here. So when it's very close to be exactly towards the Y, you will get green here. Same with X-axis, you will get red, and when it points to the Z-axis, you will get blue. But it is like this, that it starts on 1, so if it's perfectly centered towards the y-axis, you get 1, then it fades out on the sides, and when you reach like 90 degrees on each side, it is 0, but then it continues to a negative number. So as you can see, it's very black down here, and that is like -1 on all directions. So if I add an absolute here, just pressing Shift A, converter, vector math, put in an absolute like this, you will see we get colors down here. So it's not 0, it's a negative. So we get a -1 out here. And this is really nice when we would like to do stuff like snow, rain or something else where we need to have the top down here. So let's say that we are doing a really big mountain where it has snows on the top and so on. Then the normal can be used. There's a lot to say about normals because it's not this easy. We have a lot of more stuff in a normal, but we have this as like an intro or base. It's only 5 minutes, so I just get through this. And since I said that it counts as a direction and you can then filter it away with snow and so on, I can show you how to do it by just separate the normal with X, Y, Z. So if I now put the X in here, you can see that we get white on the X side. If I use the Y, I get white on the Y-axis, and Z the same, I get white at the top. So that is what we can use. So if we now would like to do a mask out of this, then we can just use some noise or whatever to make it non-straight on the edges here. So I press Shift A, texture, let's say that we take a noise texture, and then we put in some math here. So Shift A, and then I go to converter, math, put that in. We can use something like the less than or greater than, perhaps like that. And then we can change the scale a bit, the detail, roughness, and so on. And now you can see that we can then take away the normalize here. Then you can see that we then can spread white at the top, and we get less and less down here. So we can use this as a mask for, as I said before, snow, rain, dust, or whatever comes from the top down like this. And the same if you want moss on the trees that always have the north side, then you can just play with the X and the Y direction as well when you are using the normal here. So that is the base for using normal in the texture coordinate. So always white at the top when you use the Z-axis, and then you have the X and Y as well. So now I know a little bit about normal as well. I will go through a lot more with normal later on, more in depth where we add real math into it. But this is a good starting point to get to know the normal. So now almost 5 minutes have gone, so I say bye for now and see you tomorrow.